This video is about Kull, a sword and sorcery hero created by Robert E. Howard, who also created Conan the Barbarian, to show what Kull looks like and the sort of adventures he gets involved in. A chronological series of Marvel comic book covers featuring Kull from 1971 to 2021 are presented. As the covers go by, lots of fascinating information is provided, including origin information, but is not intended to correspond to the specific cover being shown. Robert E. Howard was an American writer who lived from 1906 to 1936. He wrote pulp fiction in a diverse range of genres and is regarded as the father of the sword and sorcery subgenre. Kull's first appearance was before Conan's. Kull made his first published appearance in a story titled The Shadow Kingdom in the August 1929 issue of Weird Tales. The story introduces Kull himself, the setting of Valusia, Brule the Spear-Slayer, and the Serpent Men. The Shadow Kingdom has been described as the first true sword and sorcery story because of its barbarian hero, its mix of horror and adventure, and because the story is set in an imaginary world. The story starts shortly after Kull, a barbarian from Atlantis, has conquered Valusia and becomes its king. Kull is invited to a feast by the Pictish ambassador for Valusia, Conan the Ancient. Despite the fact that the Picts are ancient enemies of the Atlanteans, Conan confides in Kull and tells him to expect the arrival of Brule the Spear-Slayer around sunset. In the early night, Brule climbs into Kull's bedroom, identifying himself with a bracelet of gold representing a winged dragon coiled thrice, with 3 horns of ruby on the head, which had been shown to Kull at the feast. Brule explains that Kull's life is in danger and shows him a series of secret passages which riddle the palace. Soon, Kull sees the guards outside his room are all unconscious and their bodies hidden, although they still seem to be on guard at the same time. Chief Counselor 2 arrives, planning to assassinate the sleeping king, but meets him awake and armed. It was, however, not the real 2, but a Serpent Man who had taken on his appearance. Brule reveals that the Serpent Men, an ancient pre-human race who had founded Valusia but were almost extinct, rule from the shadows, using their snake cult religion and ability to disguise themselves with magic. They intended to replace Kull with a disguised Serpent Man, just as they had done with his predecessors. The next day, the Serpent Men again attempt to replace Kull. He and Brule are, though an illusion, tricked into a separate room instead of the real council, surrounded by Serpent Men disguised as counselors. Kull realizes the time trap, however, and the 2 barely defeat their opponents. Heading into the real council room, they see another Kull. The imposter Kull is killed by the real one, revealing the fake as a Serpent Man and also revealing the truth of the existence of Serpent Men in general. The story ends with Kull's oath to hunt and destroy the Serpent Men for good. A total of 3 Kull stories were published before Robert E. Howard's death, and later 9 more stories and a poem. Kull is also known as King Kull and as Kull of Atlantis. As to Kull's background, Kull was a more introspective character than Conan, whose first appearance was in a rewrite of a rejected Kull story. Kull was born in pre-cataclysmic Atlantis, 100,000 BC. He was a pirate between his late adolescence and his early 20s. He then became an outlaw and then a gladiator. He then became a mercenary and then a leader of mercenaries. By his early 30s, he is involved in a revolt and becomes a king. Once a king, he faces multiple internal and external challenges. In the Conan the Barbarian story, Shadows of the Skull, it is revealed that Conan is a direct descendant of Kull. Kull was adapted to comics by Marvel Comics with multiple series starting in 1971. Subsequently, other publishers came out with comic books about Kull. In 1997, there was a Kull the Conqueror movie with Kevin Sorbo as Kull and Tia Carrere as his female enemy. That movie was originally intended to be the 3rd movie about Conan, Conan the Conqueror, but Arnold Schwarzenegger declined to play the role of Conan. Kevin Sorbo was reluctant to redo a character already played, so the character was changed to Kull. In the near future, do you want to see a new movie made about Kull? If so, is there an actor that you want to have played the role of Kull? More videos like this one, short and longer, can be viewed at the Comic Excitement Convention Sword and Sorcery playlist. Please like, comment, subscribe, and click the notifications bell.